My brother sold our family farm without telling me, so I bought it back and kicked him off the property. I never thought my own brother would stab me in the back like this, but here we are. Growing up on the family farm in rural Ohio was everything to me. Those endless summer days helping Dad with the crops, learning to drive the old tractor when I was barely tall enough to reach the pedals, watching Mom tend to her vegetable garden that seemed to stretch on forever. The smell of fresh hay and the sound of roosters crowing at dawn became the soundtrack of my childhood, and I honestly couldn't imagine life anywhere else. My brother and I were different from day one. He always talked about getting out of this small town and making it big in the city, while I was content staying put and carrying on the family tradition. Dad always said the farm would go to both of us equally when the time came, and honestly, I never questioned it because family is family, right? Wrong. After Dad passed away 3 years ago, things started getting complicated real fast. The funeral was rough on all of us. But what really got to me was how my brother kept talking about modernizing everything, or maybe even selling parts of the property to developers. He'd go on and on about how much money we could make if we just thought outside the box. But I kept telling him that some things are more important than money. This place wasn't just land and buildings. It was our heritage, our connection to generations of family who had worked this same soil with their bare hands. Mom supported my vision of keeping everything traditional, and for a while, it seemed like my brother was coming around to the idea too. He'd help out during busy seasons, and we'd sit on the porch talking about expanding the operation in ways that honored what Dad had built. Those conversations gave me hope that maybe we could find a middle ground between his business sense and my respect for tradition. The legal stuff took forever to sort out after Dad's death, and during that time, I basically ran the entire operation by myself. I was out there every morning before sunrise, checking on the livestock, maintaining the equipment, dealing with suppliers and buyers, handling all the paperwork that comes with running an agricultural business. My brother would show up occasionally, usually when there was something pleasant to do or when we needed to make big decisions together. What really started bothering me was how he'd bring friends from the city to visit, and they'd walk around the property like they were evaluating it for some kind of development project. They'd point at different areas and talk about things like accessibility and infrastructure, completely ignoring the fact that this was our family's life work. When I confronted him about it, he laughed it off and said he was just showing them around, but something in his eyes told me there was more to it. The breaking point came last spring when I noticed he was spending a lot of time in town meeting with people I didn't recognize. He'd make excuses about running errands or handling business, but these trips were happening way too frequently for someone who claimed to be helping run a farm. I started paying closer attention to his behavior, and that's when I noticed he was always on his phone, having hushed conversations